What's up, everyone? It's your boy, Johnny the 580 here. Today I'm going to be reviewing Bad Blood 2004, the WWE pay-per-view. So let's get into it. Let's start with our first match. We have a World Tag Team match between La Resistance, Rob Conway and Sylvain Gagne versus Edge and Benoit. La Resistance won. It was an average match. Kane came out, chokeslammed Benoit at the end, which made it a little better, but not much. Overall average match, 2.5 out of 5. Just not much going on. Wasn't good. Wasn't great. Just was average. It was okay. Chris Jericho versus Tyson Tomko was the next match. Bad finish. Average match, 2.7 out of 5. The next we had an IC title match between Randy Orton and Shelton Benjamin. Randy Orton was defending his IC title against Shelton Benjamin. It was a good match. Ric Flair's involvement made it really fun when Shelton Benjamin put him in a figure 4 lock. So that was pretty fun. The match ended on a cross body where Randy Orton kind of rolled Shelton Benjamin off of his own cross body to pin him and then grabbed his tights. The finish could have been a little better, but other than that, I gave it a 4 out of 5 just for the Ric Flair involvement. And the match was pretty solid overall. Women's title match up next. We have Stratus versus Gail Kim versus Victoria versus Lita. Victoria was the women's champion coming in this match. I gave it a 1.5 out of 5. Really bad match. Trish Stratus got the W. She won. Really bad match though. Gail Kim and Victoria just really didn't do much. Didn't really wrestle that well. Stratus and Lita did some good couple moves together, but I mean, it really ain't their fault. You know, women's wrestling really was kind of treated more like a sideshow attraction back in 2004. So I don't really expect the matches to be that good. They're either going to be really bad or they're just going to be average at best most of the time. I mean, it was a match between Stratus and Lita, just a one-on-one match. It might have been average, maybe a 3-star, maybe, but that's highly rare, especially for the time period we're talking about in wrestling. So I gave it a 1.5 out of 5. Just really wasn't a good match. Jonathan Coachman versus Eugene is our next match. I gave this a 1 out of 5. Terrible wrestling, and Coachman isn't a wrestler. Jonathan Coachman isn't a wrestler, and it very well showed. He cannot wrestle, and I don't know why they made it a match for him to wrestle Eugene. And Eugene had a very weird gimmick where he was this special needs wrestler, so it just made this match very weird, and it just wasn't good wrestling-wise. I gave it a 1 out of 5. Then we have the World Heavyweight Championship match between Chris Benoit and Kane. I gave this match a 4 out of 5. It was pretty solid, pretty decent. Chris Benoit won. That was that. And then we have the main event, which was a Hell in a Cell match between the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and the Game Triple H. I gave that match a 5 out of 5. It was a great match. They used steel chairs. Shawn Michaels did an elbow drop off of a ladder through the table onto Triple H. A lot of cool spots in that match. Triple H did a back body drop off the steps on Shawn Michaels. There were a lot of interesting moments in that match. A lot of cool moments in that match. It's a great match. If any match I recommend checking out on this Bad Blood 2004 card, the most, it's Shawn Michaels versus Triple H in the Hell in a Cell. That match was amazing. The main event is the match I recommend to check out the most from this card. Overall rating, I gave it a 5 out of 10. This match, the pay-per-view as a whole, the match card as a whole, really wasn't that good. Outside of the 3 matches I just mentioned, which were Chris Benoit, Kane, HBK and Triple H, and Randy Orton and Shelton Benjamin, the other matches just were really bad or just average, where they didn't really excite me much. They were kind of just there. So I gave the overall rating of this pay-per-view a 5 out of 10. Honestly, just watch the 3 matches I told you to if you want to watch some good matches. Watch HBK versus Triple H most of all. You can watch Chris Benoit versus Kane and Shelton Benjamin versus Randy Orton. Those 3 matches I highly recommend. Mostly the HBK versus Triple H one I recommend the most, but those 3 matches I recommend to watch the most on the card. The other matches, they're just really not that good, so you could skip over them if you wanted. Overall rating, I give it a 5 out of 10. Like I said, not a really good pay-per-view. But the 3 matches they did have that were good were pretty good. So, yeah, I give it a 5 out of 10. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.